Hey guys, Coach Gaglione here. Today we're going to talk about the landmine unit and some of the viable uses for it. There's obviously a ton of exercises you can do. I think its best options are going to be for upper body pushing and pulling. There's obviously stuff you can do with the lower body and the core. I think those movements are fine, but I think for most people you're going to get the most bang for your buck out of doing some sort of kind of vertical press and some sort of horizontal pull. Especially if you have some sort of shoulder limitations and you can't get your arms all the way overhead, and you can only go this high. It's a nice kind of in between. It's kind of almost like an incline press feel standing, but the difference is your scapula can glide and it's not pinned to a bench. So that's kind of the difference between doing this landmine press versus like an incline press where you're pinned to the bench. So it's a little bit more of a nice shoulder friendly movement. I don't think it's great for super heavy, but for reps and kind of more hypertrophy type work, it's fantastic. So what we can do here is we have a landmine unit. Sometimes you get units attached to a rack. You also just kind of put a barbell in the corner of a rack, and that would work pretty fine. You're going to want to use smaller plates for this when you do your rows. The presses is fine. So you can also, they sell different attachments, so you can do like a Viking press and things like that. For now, I like to set up opposite leg forward, come down here, and this is going to be a nice delt exercise. This is pulling me here, and I need to press out of it again. So it's a nice kind of in between. You don't have full shoulder range of motion to go completely overhead. It's a nice option if you can't go do a standing barbell overhead press. I can really get my scapula through a full range of motion, and it's not like pinned to a bench like it would be in a bench press or an incline press. Okay, and obviously we do that on both sides. If I wanted to kind of work a little bit of a different angle, I could also kind of press more like out here. But for most people, just kind of going a little bit in front of the body, more like a neutral grip press, is going to be really nice and really friendly on the shoulders. Another thing that's really common with this, I think popularized by John Meadows, the Meadows Row. So any type of kind of elbows out kind of row, you can kind of grab the end and you're kind of getting a nice kind of rear delt exercise here, getting a full stretch. I don't do that one too often. I think just doing it with dumbbells is fine, but that's a really popular one, popularized by John Meadows. So you can also give that a try. I could obviously do different exercises like that. For double arm rowing, if you just have like a simple strap, even if you don't have a cable attachment, so something like a tricep rope or tricep cable attachment can work really well. And now you kind of have like a TBar row set up where you kind of grab the straps here like this or like this, whatever's comfortable for you. And I can get a nice hinge position. And what's nice about the rope or the strap, it can accommodate the body. So if I want to kind of pull more towards my hip, to work my lats I can. If I want to drive my elbows out, to work my upper back a little bit more, I can do so. So again, when you're doing the rows especially, you want to make sure you use smaller plates. That way you can get like a little bit more of a full range of motion. If you don't have a straight bar for whatever reason, or if you don't have a strap for whatever reason, but you do have a trap bar, you can also use the trap bar in the corner in place of the landmine unit. So same thing, so you can get this pretend here. This is something that we've been using with good success. So if I kind of hold the outside handles like this, I can also get a nice rowing kind of position by using the trap bar with the landmine unit. So if you don't have a tricep rope, but you do have a trap bar, that is also another option that you could do. Those are my favorite kind of exercises with the landmine. There's obviously other stuff you could do. You can kind of, do lumberjack squats and things like that. And I think that's fine if you're like a beginner. But for most people, I think like a belt squat, a regular kettlebell squat is going to be a better option. So there's a lot of other stuff you could do with twists and things like that. But I really like the landmine overhead pressing if you don't have the range of motion to go completely overhead. And it's really great for any type of kind of TBar row, kind of good barbell rowing options. A little bit more lower back friendly than a bent over row, but you still get like a lot of the same great benefits. So that's how you use the landmine for both pushing and pulling movements. Check out the links below if you want to support the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, stay strong, and we'll see you soon.